Three. Hi, this is the wave coming at you on. This is my 12th day. What's your day, Caroline, of isolation?
Well, I haven't really been counting, but it's been a lot.
Okay.
I missed shopping.
That's how days Caroline has been out of all this isolation. And Jessica, have you been counting your days?
I feel like I'm like day like 15 or day 16. I don't know. I actually got a cold, so I thought that I actually was. I could have had COVID. Anyways, I freaked out. Technically, I had a cough. I had.
Yeah, let's get to that. So anyway, let me just finish the intro. This is our first Zoomcast as our show, The Wave, the wonderful Alberni Valley experience. I'm getting rusty at this. Anyway, I'm glad my two co-hosts could join us. Jessica, hi, and Carol Ann. So we're going to be talking about our experiences on self-isolation and hopefully share some tips and thoughts with you as you are in your own self-isolation as well. So Jessica, you said that you thought you had the symptoms?
I wasn't sure. I know I had a cold, and I was definitely experiencing symptoms. So I had a cough, I had the tightness of chest, and then I had a fever one morning, and that's when I completely freaked out and I called 811. They told me to self-isolate for 10 days. So I did my self-isolation, and I've been inside, and other people have been doing my grocery shopping for me, and yeah.
But now there's no more symptoms, and you recovered or overcome the symptoms. So what did you do?
I recovered, and I have overcome my symptoms. Now, whether I actually had COVID or not, I have no idea. Am I still a carrier? I have no idea. Now, I have heard that they're coming up with like testing, so you can get testing to see if you've had it, and so it will be a different test from seeing if you are currently having it now. Now, I don't know if that's true or not either, but I'd like to know whether I did have it or not. I have no idea.
Okay.
So I'm just staying inside because I don't know if I'm a carrier.
But are you aware if there's any like home testing or self-testing? Do you think there is such a thing, Caroline?
Well, they did say at the beginning that if you couldn't hold your breath for 10 seconds without coughing, but then they said that that's not true now. But I was doing it every morning just to make sure.
Well, it helps.
But you know what? I think all we can do is keep ourselves safe. There's it's everywhere. We have to just pretend everybody has it.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of the, all these benefits and for business owners like yourselves, you're both business owners as well. Has that come to anything solid or concrete?
No.
In the recent days?
Apply until the 6th of April. So like, what's today? Today's the 3rd of April. So on the 6th of April, I can apply for EI. So my business isn't an essential service. Actually, I have a Q1 and so it was required for me to close. So on the 6th, I'm going to apply for EI and then go from there. And hopefully it will go through.
But in your case, Caroline, you can do both. You can apply for EI because you are employed. You have a job.
Yeah, so I was approved for EI, but I mean, that's
Has anything come out of that EI application?
I was approved for EI, but that's different because that's my EI because I have always worked full-time. But for my business, no, there's nothing really for me to apply for except for maybe this deduction for BC Hydro. Other than that, I have to just keep paying my rent and doing what I'm doing, even though we're not open.
Well, what about your employees? I heard the government's supposed to subsidize your payroll or something.
I laid them off, and they'll all collect the EI on their own.
Oh, okay, yeah.
There is a subsidy program, but from my understanding, that's if they're going to keep working for you. Well, I don't really have any work for them. We're closed.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm in the same boat. I'm in the same boat.
So
what about your personal EI? Have you received the payment for your personal EI?
No, they say it's on its way.
Sorry?
It's on its way.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So how do you know you got approved? You only did it online, right?
Yeah, I am a little confused though, because what I've been told is that people that applied after the 15th of March, the different EI of $2,000 a month, but that's not what I got. So I don't know.
Did you apply before the 15th, you mean?
No.
Sorry?
So I applied after the 15th.
Okay, so what does that mean?
I don't know, but I'm curious to know, because $2,000 a month would be a lot more than what I would be getting on EI, and I need to use what I get on EI to pay rent here, right?
Yeah,
I
that's
heard that
true.
there's like a $3,000 coming to small business owners as well for like to pay for rent and stuff like that too. Like in my opinion, like I did lay off my employees right away as well. So the subsidy didn't work, it doesn't do anything for me either.
No.
And then the $40,000 loan that you can apply for too, like that's also not helpful to
Get
get
that.
on either,
You still have
right?
to pay it back anyway, right?
Well, a
And
lot of small businesses already have loans taken out, right?
Yeah.
To do their
Oh, okay.
renovations, to pay for whatever, right? So it's not helpful for me to take out a loan.
No.
At
And it's my understanding, and I could totally be wrong, that the grant money for small businesses, and not the loan, but the money, is not for sole proprietorships or
No, it's
partnerships. So
What?
I could technically apply because I'm a limited company, but I don't really even understand how to at this point.
Yeah, they're still, I don't think they've quite figured it out yet.
so based on your experience, I mean, both of you and even me, the application was done online because it's impossible to get through the phone and it's impossible to go to the nearest Service Canada office or whatever. So everything has to be done online, and even online is quite difficult, I believe.
Yeah.
It's difficult for
Oh,
you to
some of my
navigate.
staff had a horrible time trying to apply for EI online. They had a nightmare with it. They had to help each other out.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Yeah, yeah.
God. Well, as far as our community is concerned here in Port Alberni, what are you aware of that's being done as a community? Like, are there shelters being organized? I heard from Graham Hughes, who actually told me about this Zoom meeting thing, that they are, Literacy Alberni is working on something for setting up shelters for people who are in like dangers or abusive situations. Because like you have to self-isolate, but your home isn't a safe place. So
Yeah.
that's a problem that has to be addressed. And I think there are programs being organized for this purpose. Are you aware of any things?
Not of where people can go, but I know that Colin Minions has been doing quite a lot in town, raising money and working with mental health, the Bread of Life, and the Salvation Army. And I do know that people can go to the Salvation Army every day between 11 and 3 for a meal.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, they just ask that, people take their precautions when they're in line, one person at a time, stand apart, that kind of thing. The Salvation Army is taking donations of food, both perishable and non-perishable. And if you have food at home, because you've been home cleaning your cupboards out, they will pick it up.
Oh, okay.
You can leave it outside your door.
Yeah, when I was about to do some groceries last week, you told me that QF delivers and I can go online and all that stuff. And I did, but the response to the online delivery thing has been so overwhelming for even QF that they said the online delivery is reserved for people like old people or disabled people who cannot come into the store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you are able to come into the store, you may as well come in yourself.
Yeah.
So
Right.
yeah, on that note, I did go, but I didn't go to QF. I went to Sable.
Yeah. I haven't
But
been
it's
to the
nearer
store.
to me.
And I'm really hoping I won't have to go to the store. I don't want to. I'm a candy freak, so I did go to Double R Meats and get candy. A lot of it. There's not much left. But
well, I know where to go if I need candy, but fortunately I'm avoiding sugar, so no.
It's a habit. But other than that, like I am not going to the store. I'm using what I have at home. I've made my own bread. I've made my own cinnamon buns. I made my own pizza crust tonight. Like, no way am I going in the store. Not yet.
Okay.
No. Well, they're talking about a second wave and stuff too. So, I mean, we as Canadians,
second wave? What do you mean second wave?
Yeah, so we have effectively flattened our curve.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So now people are going to get complacent and they're going to start going out and they're going to start seeing each other within the next couple months. So they're talking about like come July, there's going to be another second wave of another outbreak because people are going to get complacent. But because we have effectively flattened our curve, that doesn't mean that it hasn't gone through everybody. So think about when influenza hit after World War I. It killed 50 to 100 million people. But it had to go through everybody, and then they either died or they built the appropriate antibodies to fight it off, right? And then influenza still is a very large flu today, right? Like it's one of the #1 killers in the world. So in my personal opinion, I do believe that this coronavirus is going to eventually turn into something like influenza unless they come up with a vaccine. So that means that it has to go through everybody, and then everybody has to build the appropriate antibodies. We're just flattening the curve so that we don't overwhelm the medical system. Everybody still has to get it.
Yeah.
Really? Like, oh, it's like chicken pox. Like once you have chicken pox and you overcome it, then you're immune from it. Is that the hope?
Again, I don't think we know enough about the virus to know if we can get it again or not.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of whether we can get it again or not.
I just hope they find some kind of cure.
A vaccine, yeah. I hope they come up with it. It'll take 12 months.
I don't want a vaccine, but something.
A pill.
Yeah.
They have to come up with something.
A pill.
Either that or it just becomes just like influenza, right? Now, I mean, they have the flu shot, and they guess what kind of strain the flu is, right? Like what type of influenza it is that year, and then you get a shot against that type of influenza. Now, whether coronavirus.
As far as Bernie is concerned, do you know of any like cases that have been confirmed and reported here that we have people who were infected with COVID-19 here in Port Alberni?
Not that I know of.
Two. I mean,
you've heard of two?
Well, from a person who was confined to the hospital, because for not COVID-19, but he was in the hospital, and he overheard people talking that there have been 2 confirmed cases here in Port Alberni. But what they did was they shipped them out to Victoria or something, so they're not here anymore.
Oh, really?
Well, I have a theory. Do you want to hear my theory?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't agree with me. My theory is that the reason why all the older people are getting it in homes is because our generation has put our parents in a home. We're spending their money on holidays, and we've all come back to visit them.
That's true.
And that's kind of where I think all these old folks' homes have got it. I'm really glad that my parents at 89 both still live in their own house, and they're confined to it.
Right.
You know.
That's true. Wait, am I getting a message or something?
No, that was me. I got a message. I need to turn my do not disturb off on my phone.
Because according to this account, we can. Oops, what happened? She got lost.
No, okay, I'm coming back. I'm coming back.
Because we only have 40 minutes free time to record our session, so I don't think we're not in 40 minutes yet.
No,
we're good. We're good.
So I'm interested in like, so Jessica, you're the only one who has had, symptoms, and so what you did was just self-isolate and self-care, drink.
So yeah, I self-isolated. I told my friends that I think I might have it. Some of my friends are just like, okay, Jessica, just do your isolation, don't freak out. But like, I rested, and I took I had cough drops. I used the Neti-Pod because that's how I take care of myself, and then I got better. Now, whether I actually had the cold or whether I had COVID-19, I have no idea. Right, but I do know that I had a fever, I had tightness of chest, and I had difficulty breathing. But I didn't have any difficulty breathing, but I had like a really, really bad cough. But I'm 31, right? So
we're recording.
If I do get it, or if I did have it, like I'm healthy, so that.
Well, we're starting to see that more younger people are dying of it.
Yeah. But again, I'm
healthy. Another thing on my mind is there's so much report on how many have died and how many have caught it and how many confirmed cases. But there's also been reports on people who have recovered, and we have quite a good recovery count.
Yeah,
but I'm still in the dark of how they recovered. We could follow them and how they recovered. So why don't they tell us how they recovered? What was the cure? What was the treatment that helped them overcome it?
I don't think there was a cure or a treatment. I just think that, like a cold, it lasts so long, and they survived it.
Well, and if it got really bad and if it got acute, they ended up on a ventilator, which helped them breathe. Right?
Okay. So once they've had it and they've survived it, does it mean they can get sick again, or they're a potential carrier now, or
I don't know.
how does that
We don't
work?
know yet.
We don't know.
Who knew?
Nobody knows just yet.
No.
Those are the questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and those are appropriate questions too. I mean, my mom is on the news all the time. Like I'm watching updates every now and then. Like I try not to watch the news religiously. It's not who I am as a person. So, but my mom does, and she hasn't heard anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica, you're lucky you haven't watched the news. It's because you live with a toddler and not a man.
Oh, let me tell you, living with a toddler is a challenge all on its own. I'm used to
Toddler
feeding
is a man. I'm not a boy.
so
We've watched a lot of news.
I have a brand new appreciation for childcare providers right now, let me tell you.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Why have you had to have childcare provided in your home?
Well, I usually have childcare, right? I usually take him to daycare, but right now I'm home and he doesn't need to go to daycare, so I have him home. So I've been trying to keep him busy. We're potty training right now, which is still a challenge. I thought I'd be like, okay, I'll have him potty trained in a week. No.
Well, there you go.
So
So are you
that's
home
where
as
I'm
well,
at.
Caroline? Or are you on your? Sorry?
I'm at the cafe right now.
Oh, okay.
I have to come to the cafe every day to take the temperatures in the freezers and stuff.
Oh,
Right.
okay. Yeah, because you have food stuff,
We
right?
did some work here, and today we actually had a visit from Chase on Creative and had some stuff done that we'll be sharing soon. But yeah, we've been doing
What's
some
Chase
work.
Creatives? Oh, Darren.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
just we've been doing like a deep clean, and we got some new equipment we're installing, and some new decorations, and it's just been, we're just working a lot here.
Okay, I think we're running out of time, but um, let's end with this. What is your hope that keeps you going, Caroline?
Oh, my hope is that we can open a cafe again soon. I don't know how we're going to do it because I think things are going to look very different when we do. But my hope is that we can open and not go too far into the hole, because you still got to pay your rent and your hydro and your cable and your everything. And
but isn't there like a rent vacation or something?
No,
because of this crisis?
It's not really like that. No. And you know, we're looking at a business that's not making any profit that's spending $4,000 a month, right?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. Now, I have heard that if you have a mandatory closure, you can call BC Hydro and they'll give you 3 months free, no charge.
Not yet.
Yeah, I heard that.
Right, already. Yeah, it's not open yet. I think it's the 13th.
Oh, the 13th.
I heard it's
We
it'll
just
be
got
in
to hang on
April.
this month. We just got to hang out, hold out for this month as business owners, and then we'll be okay.
I did try to call Shaw today because, of course, we have a lot of Shaw here and it's very expensive. But after 2.5 hours online waiting on the phone, I gave up.
You should just cancel your Shaw right now, shouldn't you?
I can't get through. I waited 2.5 hours. Yesterday, I left my number for the callback, but they didn't call back. So it's been tough.
Brutal.
And the Shaw office is closed anyway, so you can't do anything about that.
No. So
what about online though? There's Shaw online.
Yeah, I'm not techie, clearly.
Let me tell you,
last one to log in with audio.
I survive on my pretty face.
We've put like our yoga classes and our meditations on YouTube. I'm like moving my product online. I have become more tech savvy in the last week than I have in the last 2 years, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Okay, Jessica, how about you? What's your hope like that keeps you going?
My hope is that we take this experience as like a global experience, and that we come together more as a global community, and we realize that like, hey, you know, this has happened, and like look how well the nature is doing, and nature is impacted, and look how well climate change has drastically improved itself in the last 2 weeks because human beings are staying indoors and not doing
Ain't that the truth?
So my hope is that we take from this experience and become a closer global community, not just as like country communities, and then become more work better as like a global community and work closer for like nature and stuff like that. That's my goal, is that we appropriately learn from this.
Well, I'm gonna borrow the lyric from that song. It's the end of the world as we know it. So it's the end of the world. Not it's not end of the world. Period. It's the end of the world as we know it. So things
That's
are
correct.
definitely gonna change, and I think it's gonna change for the better.
I think so too.
It's gonna change for the better. That is the hope. So it might. It's not the end of the world. It's the end of the world as we know it, and it's gonna
And I
change
feel
for the
fine.
better. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, guys, I miss you. I miss.
I miss you too.
We're supposed to do our next taping in April at the Italian Hall, but we're back to Zoom now. So
We can
I
do
love you
Zoom
guys.
meetings.
Love you guys. All right, I'm gonna turn off the
All right.
recording now, and we can still chat, but I'm gonna turn off the recording. How do I turn off the recording? Here we go.